Brian, could you give some clarity on Bumrah's availability for the game?
Yeah, he's available for the game. Obviously, we know from the start he's only going to play 3 out of the 5. He's obviously had 8 days to recover from the last test. But given conditions and workload and how we think we can best manage for the next 4 games, we haven't made a call on that. We're going to see what the other guys are with their workload as well. So technically, yes, he is available, but we haven't made a decision on whether he's going to play or not yet.
Hi, Coach. Coach, we saw a new look slip cordon after the last game. Today at the practice, Nitish and Sai joining the 4th slip and gully position, and Yashasvi having a separate drill along with head coach and yourself. Can you describe what's the plan going on with the slip cordon? Is it because of the last match, or is it the team trying to do something new?
Look, I think we always want depth in the catching department. In England, you're always going to have 4 catches at some stage in the game. Yashasvi's been a very good catcher for us. We want to manage his confidence. There's also an argument for the short leg, being a very important position, particularly if we are going to play 2 spinners. And we want to prep more guys in that position. So I think the more versatile we are as a fielding unit, the more guys who can do more jobs. And maybe just give Yashasvi a break from catching in the gully for a little while. His hands are quite sore. We want to get his confidence back up.
Ryan, can you tell about the wicket? You guys have a long chat about it. And the second part of it is that are you surprised, because KL said in the first match press conference that at the very last part of the test match, he think that yes, we are playing in England. Before that, it was weather-wise quite subcontinent kind of conditions. So can you talk about it? Are you surprised the kind of wickets, the kind of weather here, and the kind of assistance the bowlers are getting from the wicket?
I don't think the cleverest people in the world can tell you about the weather in England. It's very, very varied. But obviously the summers can be hot here, and the last 4 or 5 weeks has been incredibly hot. Also think England's style, the way they have played, it suits them to play on good wickets. So I'm not surprised that the wickets have been good so far. That surface there looks quite dry underneath. Looks like it's going to play well. It's got 11 mils on at the moment. But I see what Cal means. You come to England, you expect the ball to swing and seam all over the show. But that hasn't been the case in county cricket as well. The batch of balls is very dependent on how much the wicket does as well. And you look, that Headingley wicket was a very good wicket. They got better and better, and we kind of assuming the same from what we've seen at the first look of this wicket.
And just one day to the game, you said that you haven't made up your mind yet as a group with regards to Bumrah. But how close or far is he from the game, and if there are any hindrances on that front? Like, what's the discussion like with regards to Bumrah? Is the body not in the shape you want it to be, or do you want him to be preserved for probably the Lord's game? And second, is there a case for Kuldeep, considering how hot it is here and how the county games have been in build up to the test?
Yeah, so with Bumrah, he is ready to play. So like I said in the very first question, it's how we manage these 4 tests. So if we feel like there's value in playing him in this test, we'll make that call at the very last minute. But I'm talking about whether how the pitch is going to play. Are we better off holding him back for Lords and maybe Manchester or the Oval? So it's all those factors. But you've seen him train yesterday. He trained a little bit today. It's not like he's not fit to play. It's just trying to fit those puzzle pieces to get the most out of him, out of what we know we do have from him. And your question about Kuldeep, we'd love to get him into the team. Playing 2 all-rounders in the last game, we were desperate. It would have been nice to have a spin in the last game. Also, we're trying to make the best assessment of what we see in front of us. So we know we're going to need 3 seamers in this game, and it's just how the guys are going to play that role, and whether we can fit Kuldeep in now or again save him for later in the series, where if the weather stays like this, it should turn somewhere along the line.
Ryan, you talked about the number 6, 7, 8. That has been a concern in the last test match, both the innings. So considering that, how far is Nitish ready from getting a game now? We've seen he's gone through an intensive net session as well, and he was fielding the slip cordon as well. So how far is he from getting a game now?
He's very close to getting a game. Obviously, he was fantastic in Australia, coming into the team and playing the way he did. We just felt on balance for the last game we wanted to go with the bowling all-rounder, which we thought Chodl was slightly ahead on the bowling front. And we're looking at ways of rejigging the puzzle here so we can get a batting all-round in, and obviously Nitish is our premium batting all-round at the moment. So I would say he's a very good chance to play this test.
During the net session, we saw a few bowlers holding a half red ball and a half white ball. Can you just tell us something about that and the logic and the science?
Yeah, it's not a new contraption. All the ball manufacturers make those balls. When we talk about detoxing the bowlers, just getting the very basics right, and that's the easiest way to give you an indication. Guys have come out of a long IPL season and the filthy habits of that cricket. We don't want that creeping into red ball cricket, into Test cricket. So Morne and the bowlers just use that tool just to make sure the basic fundamentals are in place. We've been using it for the last 2 weeks. It's not a new thing.
As disappointing as defeat in the last game was, how important is it to not make major reactions and to sort of keep the faith of the team that you started with?
It's very important, and I think for everyone, you don't mind being totally outplayed in a Test match and you lose. We felt like we exhausted everything. We felt like we were really good in the majority of those sessions, but unfortunately, the 2 sessions that we lost really, really badly. So we feel like we played 4 days of good cricket, and we've lost that game in the end. So we're not going to get too down on it. But it's absolutely imperative that we stay focused on the whole goal of the 5 games, and there's 4 to go, and we just need to be at our best and give ourselves the best chance to win a Test match here this week.
Ryan, ever since the start of Australia tour, given you all don't have a proper seam bowling all-rounder, you have kind of juggled batting depth as against trying to go for 20 wickets. Is it like after the last Test, wickets still fell in the lower order? How close are you, or have you discussed just going in with 4 tail-enders and just going all out for 20 wickets?
We have, and when you're 430 for 3, it's absolutely fine. But when you're 200 for 5, it's a very different ball game. So in terms of managing the strategy there, we're looking at each bowler individually, feeling what we feel they can get wickets wise, and then it's just trying to balance up and trying to calculate as best you can what the best chance of getting into the Test match. But like you say, you need 20 wickets. So the attacking party is obviously finding someone who can get wickets as well, and we're grappling with that. We don't stop talking about that. We're trying to figure it out.
Last few. Rand, you must have had a look at the wicket. What's the wicket like? And is there a possibility to play 2 spinners on this track?
Yeah, it's a great question. There's a very strong chance of playing 2 spinners. It's just which 2 we play, and that goes back to the previous question about juggling the batting depth. All 3 spinners are bowling very nicely. Washi's batting very nicely. So it's just which combination do we go with, the all-rounder spinner or the out-and-out spinner? Then obviously you have to play the bowling all-rounder again. So there's so many different variables. The wicket's got 11 mils on at the moment, 11 or 12. I can't remember which of the 2, but it's quite grassy and patchy. It's quite dry underneath. But there's also rain forecast for Wednesday. So again, trying to weigh up the 2 options of how we want to go attacking wise. But I'm pretty sure 2 spinners will play in this Test.
Last 2.
Ryan, 1-1, anything is possible. We know how close the teams are because of Headingley was a really close Test match. So 1-1, anything is possible. 2-0, it's a long way back. In that sense, is it tempting just to play Jasprit Bumrah because of the difference it might make to the stage of the sense of the series?
It is, but we also feel we can go 1-1 or keep the score at 1-0 without Jasprit, and then again, that's putting the eggs in the back end of the series where we're going to need him at some stage as well. You got to decide when you're going to play your strongest suits, and that's what I was talking about the weather and all that. But we feel that whatever we put out there, we can compete in this Test match, and we came pretty close without Jasprit in the second innings. He didn't get any wickets, but you can't win the Test series with just one bowler in any case, and the bowlers are very well aware of that. They need to chip in with wickets. So sorry, I can't give you a more firm answer. But yeah, we'll work out in the next 40 or 24 hours how we're going to manage Jasprit.
Final question.
All right. Is there a chance of Arshdeep getting a game here for a little bit of left-arm variety in the seam attack?
There is. I think I've said yes to every single player. There is. Again, going back to the spin combination, if we are going to go 2 spinners, Arshdeep obviously provides a little bit more control, and you've got a left armer running in over the wickets. If we do want to put our eggs in that basket. I don't know if you saw the seamers, they all had a good trot out today. We feel that they're all there and thereabout, and they're all eligible for selection. So again, looking over the 5 series, how we're going to manage the 5 seamers that we do have, the out-and-out seamers. But Arshdeep is definitely in the selection mix for this Test.